Hey ladies, it's Sasha Rosa here, holistic woman specialist, and we have a really great topic today, okay? Really informative, very important for women that have fibroids and also other reproductive health issues. You can learn from this as well. So yeah, go ahead and like the video, subscribe. We're talking today about fibroid myths, okay? And the truth about fibroids, because listen, there's so much information out there about fibroids, but there's so much wrong information out there about fibroids. And it puts women in a position where they're not actually being presented with all the information, number one, and when you're not presented with all the information about something, how are you able to make the right decision for yourself moving forward, right? So we're gonna really break it down today because I want women to be educated and know what this is what my channel is about, right? What does fibroids mean? What's going on in the body when you have fibroids? You know, what steps to take when you have fibroids. And today we're gonna talk about the myths that are associated, and you're gonna get the facts today, okay? Again, share this video with somebody you know that has fibroids, and yeah, let's get into it. So first and foremost, disclaimer, in case you did not know, in case you're not on my email list, and if you're not, get on the email list, okay? The link is in the description box. But today, there is a 24-hour sale, literally 24-hour sale. So if you see this by tomorrow, then I'm sorry. But it's a 24-hour sale going on one of my most popular courses that's actually retired. But every now and then I bring it back out, right? Because it's so popular. So many women have gotten it over the years, and it's literally helped hundreds of women shrink and eliminate their fibroids. Hundreds of women all over the world. It's a 100% self-study course. It's called My 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids Full Bundle Course. Let me say that again. 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids Full Bundle Course. And it's a self-study course. It gives you the protocol on how to get rid of your fibroids. It's amazing. It comes with lots of trainings and straightforward, but at the same time, it gives you the tools and the knowledge to shrink and dissolve your fibroids, okay? So if that's you, if you have fibroids and you don't have this course, you need to get it, okay? It's one of my most popular courses ever because so many women have it. So many women have gotten amazing results from it. And again, I love hearing you guys' amazing stories. One of the last testimonials I got from it recently, last week actually, was a woman with a 20-centimeter fibroid. Let me say this again. A woman with a 20-centimeter fibroid. And she showed me the pictures and I posted them. You could literally see the fibroid poking out. It was that big. And just by using this course, the 12 Steps on How to Shrink Your Fibroids, in 1 month, you can visually see the shrinkage, okay? So, and she's like, she feels so much better. This was a woman that was gonna go for a hysterectomy, okay? And that's been canceled now. So if you haven't gotten that course, I think it's about $175 now, which the original price is $397. So go ahead and grab that, okay? Run to the link in my description box and grab it. Now, let's get into our topic. And if you're new here, hi and welcome. What I do is I'm a holistic woman specialist, and what I do is I help women who have fibroids and other reproductive health issues get to the root cause, the energetic and the emotional and the physical root cause of fibroids and reproductive health issues in order to fully heal from them. I help women adopt a personalized womb detoxification protocol in order to heal, okay? In order to heal their bodies, in order to shrink and eliminate these reproductive growths, and also restore their hormonal balance, and so that enhance their fertility, so they're able to, not only be healthy, have wombs that are free from all these issues, and just live their best lives and find freedom, okay? Because the amount of women that are suffering from reproductive health issues, fibroids, and hormonal issues is astronomical, and it really does take a toll on your everyday life, okay? 57% of fibroid sufferers say that fibroids literally affect them daily. Not every month when they're on their period. I'm talking about daily. When it gets that bad, this is a reality, and this has happened to me. I tell you guys all the time. I have a video on it that I made last year in December. So if you have not watched that video, go ahead and watch it about my fibroid journey, okay? That was over 10 years ago. That literally is the reason why I do what I do now, okay? So I always say I wish I had somebody like me giving people the real information, all right? So let's get into the video, the top fibroid myths and also how to overcome them, the real information on fibroids, okay? So, this is something that I always hear. This is gonna blow your mind a little bit if you haven't heard me say this before, but it's good for you to be equipped with this information. So typically we always hear that, it's very rare for your fibroids to be cancerous. And that is true. It is very rare for your fibroids to be cancerous. However, this is what they don't tell you. When you have fibroids, you have something called as well estrogen dominance, okay? And if you have not, this is something for some reason the doctors don't talk about. And I saw it's just, it blows my mind. And I've talked to people in the medical field, like, why isn't this brought up? Is this not taught in medical school? Because it will help women so much to know that something like this is going on. There's so much research about it online. There's books. There's so much stuff. If you haven't, if you want to get a really good book on estrogen dominance, it's actually called Estrogen Dominance. There's a book out there. I have to find it because I forgot the author's name, but I read it years ago and I'm like, it blew my mind. But there's so much information about estrogen dominance online. I need you to on your free time, do some research on this. But let me just say that when you have fibroids, you are estrogen dominant, okay? When you have ovarian cysts, endometriosis, any of these reproductive health issues, you're estrogen dominant. And it puts you, when your body's in an estrogen dominant state, when your hormones are out of balance, it puts you in a state where there's a higher risk of, other estrogen dominant conditions. And what's included in these conditions is breast cancer, uterine cancer, like certain types of cancer, estrogen dominant cancers, which are, ovarian cancer, right? Uterine cancer, even cervical cancer. Yes, it's not just HPV that causes that. It's also, estrogen dominance can also cause, abnormal cells. So there's just so much that can go down when your body's in an estrogen dominant state. So it's so very common. It's not normal. It's very common. And it's so important for women to know this and to rebalance their hormones, right? So as you're healing your fibroid, as you're shrinking and getting rid of your body of fibroids, you're also at the same time, helping your body helping your hormones be in balance. That's important, because when your hormones are out of balance, this is when we provide the environment in our body to get conditions like fibroids, to get conditions like, high insulin or thyroid issues, right? Or breast cancer at its worst, right? And I think all of us, these cancer rates are going up. And I think all of us know at least one person, whether a family or friend, that's going through breast cancer or uterine cancer or ovarian cancer, like any of these cancers, right? They're no fun. And for Black women, breast cancer has a high mortality rate, okay? It's close to my heart. My aunt passed away about 15 years ago from breast cancer at the age of 32, leaving behind multiple children, okay? So I want to say this, understand that when you're healing your body, when you're shrinking, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I want you to be aware of this. This is something, research you can do on your own as well. And when we have, like, women that have that, experiencing these cancers, these are women that were estrogen dominant. Ask them, how were your periods before? Did you have ovarian cysts? Did you have fibroids? Listen, 9 times out of 10, they had these issues beforehand, but did not know that these issues increase the risk of developing the cancer as well, okay? That's why it's so important to heal your body. That's why it's so important for you to get to the root cause of the problem and treat the problem from the root. And when you have these surgeries, you don't change any lifestyle, diet choices, you're still in the estrogen dominant state. This is why when women have these surgeries, myomectomy or UFE, they develop symptoms very soon after a lot of times, right? Or they're exchanging one issue for the next. It's not worth it. Okay, it's not worth it. So even though there's the fibroid more than likely cannot be cancerous, right? More than likely, right? There's like a point-something% chance, maybe 1% chance that the actual fibroid is cancerous, but it does increase the risk for cancer. All right, so I want you guys to know that it's important information that you guys need to know that you're not gonna get from the doctor's office, okay? So now when it comes to fibroids, a lot of women also think that it only happens in reproductive age, like, from maybe like 20s and 30s, maybe even 40s. A lot of women don't know that fibroids can happen all the way up until your 70s. It is a real thing. And as somebody that has been working with women, when it comes to reproductive health and hormones for years, I've had women in their 70s also come to me. to have fibroids. Help, please. Yes, this is a real thing. It's not a joke. So what does this tell you? This you could be in your 30s right now suffering with fibroids, or even your 40s suffering with fibroids. And if you don't get ahead of it now, then this can last for decades. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people think, and this is another myth, that fibroids shrink in menopause. They don't. I'm sorry, postmenopausal fibroids is at an all-time high. Fibroids do not shrink in menopause. Okay? So, and honestly, when you have fibroids and you don't address them, I'm talking about holistically now, and you are dealing with estrogen dominance and hormonal imbalances because you have those things when you have fibroids, then this puts you at risk for developing, perimenopause. Because I tell you guys that this is, and I'm gonna have to do a video on perimenopause. If you guys want to see a video on perimenopause, please let me know in the comment section, and how it's not a real thing unless you're unhealthy, unless your hormones are out of balance. So your hormones being out of balance when you have fibroids, then yes, this raises the risk for you to have a horrible time during perimenopause and also developing perimenopause, because healthy women don't have to deal with perimenopause. Okay? They deal with menopause, yes, and it's not at an early age like a lot of women. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, okay? So women in their 40s that have fibroids, even in their 50s, they're going through it. They're going through it because their hormones are jacked up, and then they're dealing with the fibroids. It's like they are really going through it, okay? Trust me. They're in my inbox, they're in my emails. They're going through it. So don't allow that to be you. And for women that are thinking that perimenopause, they're so far away from that, listen. There's women in their late 20s now going through perimenopause. But what doctors are not telling them is that this is reversible. It's you balance your hormones. The doctors are not, it's a hormonal issue. And I don't even like to use the term perimenopause, but I have to, because that's what people recognize, because it's a term that's made up in order for people to normalize toxicity. Because doctors can just tell you, no, it's your hormones being out of balance after years of accumulation of toxins. And if you balance your hormones, I'm not talking about the bioidentical hormones that they put in you that raises your risk for cancer. I'm talking about you heal your glands and organs so your body is producing the right amount of hormones. If you heal your hormones, then you're not going to experience these symptoms. Okay? So I don't know why we want to it's like a huge thing. There's like a perimenopausal propaganda that's happened within the last 5 or so years. And it's like people just want to cling on and hold on to it, not realizing that it's not, I'm not going to say it's not real, but it's something that happens when your body's out of balance. You should not suffer for 10, 15 years before menopause. We got to stop settling for stuff like that. We have to stop. It really makes me sad for women that are just clinging on to that and settling for suffering, right? And that's why I do what I do to put this information out there. Tell a friend. I had people tell me that after videos on menopause, letting them know about what I've said about perimenopause. It's not a thing, right? And I've had people letting their family and friends who are suffering know. And there's a lot of women that's out there that may be going through perimenopausal symptoms, maybe in their 30s, maybe even 20s, maybe 40s, and they're thinking, am I gonna be able to have a child? Maybe it's before they even are able to have children, right? Not knowing that this is reversible. Okay, so just keep that in mind, okay? Fibroids, again, they don't go away during menopause. If doctors are still saying that to you, I'm so sorry, that's a lie. That is a complete lie. As a matter of fact, postmenopausal fibroids are at an all-time high right now. They're the highest number of fibroids. The women that are postmenopausal, around let's say 50s or what, they at a growing rate are developing fibroids more than ever. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So another myth, and I think everybody knows this myth, but I'm just gonna say it because there's still maybe some people that don't know, is that surgery and UFE, having a myomectomy or a UFE procedure or ablation, is the only way to get rid of fibroids, or any other procedure, right? And it's not. It's not. And when women, or hysterectomy even, right? It's not. when women are presented a lot of times options by their doctor, it's usually for the most part myomectomy, hysterectomy, or UFE to get rid of fibroids. And that's not the only way. You guys should know that hopefully by now that you can naturally get rid of fibroids by utilizing your body's healing capabilities, by addressing your hormonal health, by changing not just your diet and your lifestyle. Yes, that's a thing, but also, healing your womb trauma, really getting to the root cause of those emotions, because fibroids also represent emotional blockages in the womb. They're not just, there's stress, anxiety, pain, grief, like emotions and negative emotions as well that we've buried in the womb space, in the body. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You don't have to get cut open to experience healing. You don't, okay? And what saddens me about this is that a lot of, there's so many women that are having repeat surgeries. When I say that, it's because it didn't work the first time, because it never does. It doesn't, because you're not getting to the root cause of the problem. Whenever you don't address the issue from the root, it comes back. And a lot of times it comes back worse. Okay, so just keep that in mind, because when you're just cutting open and you're just cutting the womb open, taking away the fibroid, and you're not taking away all the waste and everything that caused the fibroid to develop, what's gonna happen? You're gonna develop it again. Or it's gonna manifest into another health issue. There's many women that have gotten fibroids, had surgery, and then ended up with endometriosis or PCOS. It's gonna develop you didn't take care of the root cause, you didn't take care of the problem. And we need to stop settling for temporary relief. We gotta stop settling for that. It's a huge issue. I want you to see past how you feel today. are you setting your health up for 2025, for 2030, right? I don't know about you, but I want to have good health as long as I'm on this earth. I don't want to just feel good today and not knowing how things will be like next year or, 5 years from now, right? And I think a lot of women focus on the now, and they don't focus on as far as their health, right? They don't set their lives up, set themselves up for good health, and that's the issue. That's a huge issue, okay? So I want you to really think about your health like long term. I don't want you to just continuously do these short-term things to feel good today. By the way, I have a new client and we've had 3 new clients this week, okay? I love it. Women are not playing. It's about to be 2025. They're not playing. They're ready to heal, right? A lot of you guys can be fibroid free by 2025. And I always say this, but you're playing. Now, she worked with me in my Freedom from Fibroids Mastery course, and she chose the option where you get the 2 weeks of Telegram one-on-one coaching. We did that, and that went great. She got amazing results. Like, she's like, no bloating. Like, I'm not bloated and my period's about to come. Like, this is the first time for me, and she's used to being bloated every day, right? We know that women that have fibroids, that bloating is a huge issue. She feels better. She feels lighter, more alive. She's able to go to, an event and just have more confidence in herself. Listen, she's like, I'm signing up for the Detoxify Your Womb program. If you've been watching me, the Detoxify Your Womb program is the highest level to work with me, right? That's the highest level. If you want to work with me directly and you want to really, really heal your body, get rid of your fibroids and really work on the subconscious as well as the emotional blocks that are also released, the Detoxify Your Womb program. So if you haven't checked it out, the link is in the description box, okay? Listen, signed up. So we're starting on Monday. I'm excited. Listen, women are ready to heal, okay? And if you are out there suffering, you don't have to suffer, right? You don't have to suffer. At this point, I always say my testimonial list is a mile long, probably even longer. And I just want to help as many women as possible become fibroid free, healed wombs, healed hormones. And it concerns me when I just hear all these sad stories online. And I'm just like, if we can get more women to heal, these women can also are able to, help their family members, right? Their women in their family, their lineage. Because if you heal one woman, you heal a whole generation, a whole lineage. Because you're gonna heal, she's gonna help her daughters. She's gonna be able to heal her daughters, and then so on and so forth. And we don't have a generation of women dealing with fibroids and endometriosis and hormonal issues and estrogen dominance, right? Some of you guys, your parents, your moms and aunts are dealing with this stuff too. And then your grandmother's like, it can go back, and we don't want it to keep going down the family line. Like, this is generational trauma as well. Break the curse, and you be the one to do it. If you're hearing this information, if you're hearing that you can get rid of your fibroids naturally, you've been chosen to break the curse. Okay, so now you just have to do it. All right, so let's talk about, let's get back into the facts. So this one is a huge one. This one's a huge one, and this one kind of surprises a lot of women when I start talking about it, but you're gonna understand when I break it down. Listen, one of the biggest myths, and this is something that's a lot of doctors will tell women, is that it's safe to get pregnant with fibroids. And you may be saying, well, I had my, I got pregnant with fibroids and, had a healthy baby. I'm so happy. You may be saying, you may know other people in your family who have, got pregnant with fibroids, but is it the smart thing to do? Let me explain. I know I'm sure somebody here, but let me explain. When you have fibroids, like I said, it's a full body issue. It is not just a uterine issue. When you have fibroids, we're dealing with hormones that are out of balance, right? We're dealing with lots of toxins in the body. So you're going into pregnancy in a state where your hormones are already out of balance. And you guys know pregnancy is hard on a woman's body, right? So it's so important to be in good health pre-conception. Because especially if you wanting to carry a baby to full term, have a healthy baby, and also not go through hell during postpartum. Because a lot of the stuff that you guys go through is brought on due to mineral deficiencies, right? It's brought on because you went into pregnancy already with hormones that are out of balance, right? You went into pregnancy with lots of toxicity, right? So the first 3 months of the pregnancy, the body is trying to clear all that crap for the baby. And this is why, you go through all this stuff, in pregnancy, whether it's, the throwing up, the this, the that, right? It doesn't just happen to you by chance. It's because of all the toxicity that was in your body, pre-conception. It's trying to make room for the baby. So a lot of women that get pregnant with fibroids, they're in so much pain. The baby's kicking the fibroid. There's not space a lot of times for the baby to be able to thrive. There's even been some instances where the baby's not able to turn around because the fibroid is so big and the fibroid's in the way. Is that how we want to bring children into the world? Is that really how? Instead of a healthy, clear womb, instead of hormones that are imbalanced when we get into, when we conceive, instead of why do we want to bring more children into the world in survival mode? Because when the baby is there with the fibroid, the toxins, we gotta stop. And I know that there's sometimes where you get pregnant, you didn't really expect to get pregnant, right? I get it. But for the women that are planning, because I hear a lot of women, they have fibroids and they're like, I want to get pregnant. I'm like, why are you trying right now? Take about 3 to 6 months, heal your body, and then get pregnant, so that you can be healthy, so your hormones can be in balance, right? So that you have a better chance of having a healthy pregnancy, a healthy this needs to be normalized. I don't know why doctors are encouraging women to have babies in just any state, any type of health. This is why we have such a when it comes to fibroids, when it comes to just reproductive health issues in general, we have a high miscarriage rate. It's high, okay? And it's, again, not for no reason. So we have to do better when it comes to that, okay? We have to do better. Take about 3 to 6 months, heal your body, bring healthy children into this world. Do you know how important it is for a mother to have a healthy digestive system to pass on to the baby? And when you have fibroids, everything's your body, you're dealing with lots of toxins in the body, your elimination organs are backed up, so it's the digestive system. We gotta stop bringing babies into the world in this state. I don't care what your doctor says, okay? Are they really there for your health, or are they there to keep you sick? Ask yourself that. Now, so another myth that is very common with fibroids is that after getting surgery, this is what a lot of women still think in 2024, which is sad, but that, again, bad information. There's not enough accurate information about fibroids out there, unfortunately, right? And my channel is only so big, okay? But we're trying to grow it because we need more women to know this, okay? After surgery, a myth is that after surgery, you don't have to worry about fibroids anymore. That could not be furthest from the truth. As a matter of fact, if you've had surgery, if you had UFE, you need to worry the most, or an ablation, you need to worry the most, because you have not, again, your body is still in a hormonal imbalance state because you did not, again, treat the fibroids from the root cause. You did not get to the root cause of the issue. So the waste, the toxins, all that stuff is still there. So you have a higher chance of getting fibroids again, very high chance, and getting them worse than before. So you add it, because people always ask me, can I still take your courses or programs if I've had surgery? And I'm like, you should take my programs or courses if you've had surgery, right? Because we don't want you to have another one. We don't want you to get the fibroids again, because that's not fun. I'm telling you, that's not fun, right? We don't talk about normally how much of, well, I talk about this, but others don't, how much of an emotional drain fibroids really is, right? And how much you go through emotionally with fibroids, how much it does affect your emotional well-being. How many women are depressed with fibroids? How many women have anxiety with fibroids? The numbers are astronomical, because it literally affects all aspects of your life. And then you start to plan your life around your fibroids, which is, we know it's not fun. We don't want to make these tumors our new normal. We want to get rid of them. Like I said, you deserve freedom. Okay, so another myth that I hear this a lot, and it's still, well, you know, I think it's kind of like old information, but people are saying it like, you know, it was said like probably 20 years ago, but people are still repeating it, thinking it's accurate. It's actually not. Black women are the only ones that get fibroids. No. Now, a lot of Black women do have fibroids, but also a lot of women of other races have fibroids. I work with all women of all races, also develop fibroids. Now, when it comes to Black women, they tend to develop the fibroids that present the most symptoms. They tend to be the ones that the fibroid bellies. They tend to have more aggressive fibroids. They tend to experience just the harsher symptoms, have the bigger fibroids. Typically, yes. Not all the time, but typically, yes. But we're not the only ones developing fibroids. This is a worldwide issue. I have people in India emailing me about fibroids. It's that bad. Kenya, the Caribbean, you know, all over the world. Australia even. Okay, so UK, of course, lots of women from UK, Canada. It's a global issue. It's a global issue. Okay, so understand, women's reproductive health is in trouble. If we don't do anything about it, it's in trouble as a collective. And it saddens me that enough is not being done. When it comes to reproductive health, people just talk, or reproductive rights, people just talk about abortion. I'm like, what about the health of women's wombs? What about fibroids? Like, it's a whole other conversation. Now, you know, so I want to reiterate. I'm looking at my notes, making sure I didn't miss anything. But I want to reiterate that fibroids does not mean it's the end of, like, it's the end, that's it, is over. Because a lot of women tell me that, you know, they develop fibroids and how they're really depressed about it. And I totally understand, because I still remember the first time I was diagnosed with fibroids, and I still remember the confusion that came over me, the thinking like I was so unlucky, and why is this happening to me? I'm so young, and you know, just feeling confused, depressed, cried, you know, going through all the emotions, and I totally understand. But I wanna equip you with something that I didn't know back then. Right? I want to let you know that your body is very powerful. This is information I did not know when I was first diagnosed with fibroids over probably 15 years ago. Your body is very powerful, and your body can heal, and your body can dissolve tumors. Your body wants to work for you. Your body wants to help heal you, but your body cannot do that if you're getting in the way. And how we get in the way is with our habits, with our mindset, with our diets, right? With not addressing the root cause. So when you hear your symptoms getting louder and like when you hear your symptoms getting worse and worse, your body's trying to help alert you, right? Because there's some things that you do, sometimes your symptoms are getting worse and it seems like it's not getting better because you're not addressing the root cause. Your body's trying to get your attention, right? so you can take care of this stuff, okay? So I just want to reiterate that and let you know it's so important, again, to equip yourself with the real information when it comes to fibroids. I know a lot of you have heard the Western medicine, but you have to understand that there's an agenda there. And if you, I'm not saying doctors are bad, but if you understand and know, you know, I want you to do some research about Rockefeller, okay? The big pharma, like, they're not there to heal you. They're not there to heal you. They're there to keep you as a lifetime customer. And if you have a hysterectomy, which, you know, they kind of like groom women who have fibroids into having eventually, they groom women. And we talked about this. I had a video called the Fibroids and Hysterectomy Pipeline. If you have not watched it, I think it was like last week, go ahead and watch it, okay? It's real. They groom women to having these procedures, especially hysterectomy. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they're so, like, it's like they're trying to like remove women's wombs? Like, they're like, sometimes that's even the first option that they will come up with when a woman has a fibroid, hysterectomy. Like, why do you think that it's so prevalent, especially in the US? I mean, there's 600,000 hysterectomies that happen, and people are not like worried about that. That's a huge issue, okay? So I wanted to reiterate that. Now, women that are watching this and you're ready to be fibroid free, you want to start your journey of healing and shrinking and ridding your body of fibroids. You're not trying to walk into 2025 with these same symptoms, with these same fibroids. You're wanting to not just feel better, but also be healthier, be like, unblock your elimination organs so that you're, you know, the toxins you can get rid of toxins, and you can just, you know, not have a higher risk of all these more serious issues, right? What woman does not want to be healthy and have her womb free of tumors, right? So important. So if that is you and you're like, look, I've been waiting for a protocol, I've been waiting on what to do, just tell me what to do, Sasha. Again, the link is in my description box. We have the 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids full bundle course. It's on sale for 24 hours, y'all, until tomorrow at 8 a.m. If you have not gotten it, run to get it, okay? The link will be in my description box. If you are seeing this after October 19th at 8 a.m., if you're seeing this after, we have plenty of courses that also help get rid of fibroids. We have my Detoxify Your Womb signature course. We also have my Freedom from Fibroids Mastery course. I told you guys about the client that I have that literally got amazing results from that just for 2 weeks of working with me, okay? Because you have an option in the Freedom from Fibroids Mastery course. You have the option of working with me for 2 weeks as well with Telegram coaching one-on-one. So you can pick that option and get the course and have lifetime access to the course, okay? So do something. Don't just stay with the problem. Do not just stay with the problem, and do not just sit there in confusion, researching away, okay? I talked about in my email today about women that are successful, that are career driven, that are climbing up the corporate ladder. These issues plague them the most, okay? And you don't have time to just sit there and allow this to get worse and worse and worse, okay? So check out the link in my description box, and it's time to take action, right? And do something about these fibroids before we get into 2025, okay? Set the tone for next year now. Start setting the tone for next year. Bye, ladies.